Okay, so today is going to be a little different because I want to try out a little bit of book reading. It's going to be a short children's tale that I had read to me as a child. Um, I got this idea from one of my ASMR VA friends who did a similar kind of thing with Hansel and Gretel. She streamed it though, and I thought it was a good idea since I don't usually find my scripts until like months after I had previously recorded, and this could be a good in between kind of thing in between me finding scripts to do for ASMRs. You guys can let me know. And so I found a short one. This is only 6 pages, and it is from one of the books, or one of the volumes in the Best in Children's Books from Nelson Doubleday. You can find a lot of these online, but here's one of the tales. It's called The Endless Tale, which is ironic because it's one of the shortest that they have. But anyway, it is retold by James Baldwin, and the illustrations are by Adrienne Adams. So here we go. In the far east, there was a great king who had no work to do. Every day and all day long, he sat on soft cushions and listened to stories, and no matter what the story was about, he never grew tired of hearing it, even though it was very long. "There is only one fault that I find in your story," he often said. "It is too short." All the storytellers in the world were invited to his palace, and some of them told tales that were very long. Indeed, but the king was always sad when his story was ended. At last he sent word into every city and town and country palace, offering a prize to anyone who should tell him an endless tale. He said, "To the man that will tell me a story which shall last forever, I will give my fairest daughter for his wife. I will take him by heir, and he shall be king after me." But this was not all. He added a very hard condition. "If any man shall try to tell such a story and then fail, he shall have his head cut off." This was read to me as a kid. I liked it. The king's daughter was very pretty, and there were many young men in that country who were willing to do anything to win her. But none of them wanted to lose their heads, so only a few tried for the prize. One young man invented a story that lasted 3 months. But at the end of that time, he could think of nothing more. His fate was a warning to others, and it was a long time before any storyteller was so rash as to try the king's patience. But one day, a stranger from the south came into the palace. "Great king," he said, "it is true that you offer a prize to the man who can tell a story that has no end. It is true, said the king. And shall this man have your fairest daughter for his wife, and shall he be your heir? Yes, if he succeeds, said the king, but if he fails, he shall lose his head. Very well then, said the stranger. I have a pleasant story about locusts which I would like to relate. Tell it, said the king, and I will listen to you. The storyteller began his tale. Once upon a time, a certain king seized upon all the corn in his country and stored it away in a strong granary. But a swarm of locusts came over the land and saw where the grain had been put. After searching for many days, they found on the east side of the granary a crevice that was just large enough for one locust to pass through at a time. So one locust went in and carried away a grain of corn, and another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. And then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. Day after day, week after week, the man kept on saying, then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. A month passed, a year passed. At the end of 2 years, the king said, how much longer will the locust be going in and carrying away corn? O king, said the storyteller, they have yet cleared only 1 cubit. There are many 1,000 cubits in the granary. Man, man, cried the king, you will drive me mad. I can listen to it no longer. Take my daughter, be my heir, rule my kingdom, but do not let me hear another word about those horrible locusts. And so the strange storyteller married the king's daughter, and he lived happily in the land for many years. But his father-in-law, the king, did not care to listen to any more stories. And that is the end of that oddly short tale. If you would like for me to keep up, like do a little side series where I read children's books or children's tales, if you would like to recommend anything for it, just comment. Remember to like, and only if you want to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you sooner than I usually do. I hope you liked this, and sleep